Do you like basketball? Basketball 농구? I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast talking about every NBA team every single week. If you're subscribed to the Patreon or if you live in our walls, if you live inside me or Pablo's walls, it's not just basketball you get access to. It's really more of like, it's like a slice of life anime type thing where you get to see us do whatever. You get to see us talk about politics and culture and current events and yeah, so
you'll see me doing so many push-ups, bro.
Are you on that prison workout routine?
Yeah, cause I've been living a prison lifestyle my whole life just to make sure if something ever happened, I was good when I got there.
Nice. I haven't been doing that, and I grew my hair out, so I'm cooked.
Whoa.
Shout out to push-ups. I did so many push-ups when I was in like a sophomore in high school that I still have tendonitis in my right elbow.
What were you doing?
I think my form was fucked up. And
like is too many push-ups at one burst or just constantly doing push-ups?
Probably, I mean, I don't like remember what the problem was. I just remember I was doing a ton of push-ups back then. And the way I...
a ton in general or a ton on, like, one day? Like, you were in a push-up contest once?
No, in general.
Okay.
And because I was a very skinny kid. But back then I was like, damn. My identity in my mind, I was like, I play football. I need to be stronger. That never worked out. I was skinny the whole time.
But you just needed more corn.
Corn doesn't help with that, I don't think.
It makes you big, right? And then you do push-ups. You convert it to mass.
I've never understood like the corn-fed white boy thing, because corn has no nutritional value. It's like one of the like you don't digest it, you pull nothing out of it. It tastes good. I love corn. It's delicious, but yeah, like you don't really get anything out of it. I'm sure it has calories. I don't think it's like celery or anything, but it's not necessarily a superfood.
It's all about mass build.
Yeah,
but
you a massive guy?
Yeah, I mean I've been in it's bulking season.
You're in your winter arc. Okay.
Yeah. Should expect abs next year.
Hey, Patreon episode, first off-season Patreon episode. Pablo's doing it shirtless.
Mm-hmm. I tried to just go and I got.
Yeah, you got nervous because you're a little weenie. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? He's silent, everybody. This is a silent film now. Oh my god. 3:03. Timestamp it. I can't hear you.
Oh, wait. Hello? Is this working now?
That's your laptop's microphone. That was so scary because my volume's all the way up and your laptop microphone works normally. So
Is this working?
That works. That sounds like your normal microphone.
All right. I hit my computer and it said your microphone has become unplugged. Guys, I'm powering through this podcast episode. I'm sick. I'm at the end of my sickness. If you're watching on video, you'll notice that my nose and my lips are very red. Is it because I'm sick or is it because I'm trying out rouge? Jordan Peterson. You can't wear rouge to work. It means that you want to be violated. But I'm literally Jordan flu gaming this right now. Crazy?
Crazy? Not that crazy. We're also a day ahead of schedule, so there's less. It's like if Jordan only had to play like 2.5 quarters of the flu game. So yeah, we're doing it a day early because I got shit going on. I got a busy lifestyle. That hey, if there was 1,000 of you in the Patreon, maybe I would shift the things in my life around a little bit more. Maybe we'd be on normal timing then. But there's only a couple hundred.
Maybe there'd be a Wednesday pod.
Hey, next Wednesday there will be. That was because you were sick. Why would you say that, dude?
No, I would have powered through. if there were 1,000 patrons.
Oh,
I would have
yeah,
been on
yeah,
the
okay.
mic. I would have been able to afford injections to the
Oh,
common
my
cold cure.
God.
You know they have it for everyone else. I got COVID tested. I got flu tested. I passed, as in I don't have them.
Did you study?
No, I'm just gifted.
Yeah. You're different. You're special.
That's what they kept saying.
That's what all my teachers would say. They say, you're special. It's funny, every picture of me when I'm like a toddler or like just a younger kid, like first, second grade, ring of drool around the collar of my shirt. Like I'm just,
Oh.
I was like a wet child. So, and I was smart too, but it was definitely like I would not have wanted
You were a threat. You had smart brain, dumb optics. they were underestimating you.
Exactly. Smart brain, dumb optics, biggest fucking teeth you've ever seen. I could barely close my mouth now, but back then, holy shit, it was impossible. All right. Do you want to comment on how you looked as a child at all, or do you want to get into this?
No, because then they'll go back in time and kill me.
Whoa, fuck. Okay, I had no teeth when I was a kid. These are implants. So you go back in time looking to kill me?
They're killing you, and they're putting those on a necklace as a trophy.
Whoa, okay. I don't know. Okay.
Also, just before we get into the podcast, little moment of silence for the United Healthcare CEO who was brutally murdered in cold blood on the street.
I almost opened with that. We were almost the only NBA podcast that takes that death very seriously. It doesn't think it's funny at all, and hopes the guy gets caught expeditiously. That fucking tech bro dumbass talking about, oh, this is where the city bikes went right after it happened. You're leading our brave police forces down rabbit holes that lead nowhere. You moron. Could you just try to shut up, please?
They said that guy is definitely stalking a woman.
Oh,
that's why he has the city death.
Absolutely. There's a girl he went on like 4 dates with. She said it's just not working out. That's the first city bike station he started tracking, was the one right around the corner from her. Yeah, I'm scared of him. I'm scared of his weird roommate that felt the need to document it in like a Y2K aesthetic on like the...
I did not see that.
Well, you didn't... The video of the guy, right?
Wait, of the shooter?
No, not the shooter. No. Like the video of the guy who did the city bike tracking thing. His friend did it.
No, I didn't see.
What do you... Okay, so like you haven't seen...
I only saw the tweet that he put out where he's like, I've been scrapping the data.
Oh, okay. So his friend like recorded a video of him explaining how it worked and everything.
Oh, really?
And he recorded
is he
it.
A cool guy, or is he a dweeb?
No, he's a nerd. And he recorded it on like a camcorder. It was like very grainy. He was like when when he picks up the camera, his friend's like, this ancient...
This is definitely a future problem for the public. We're gonna be getting threatening videos in that format from this guy somehow at some point.
And it was funny because like that guy, he was very proud of how he was tracking everything. And then like within 30 minutes of that video going up, someone was like, you really shouldn't post a video where I could see out your window. And they just like showed the building across the street from him on Google Maps, and they were like, "This is the building that's across the street from you." I don't know if that counts as doxing, but anyone who's like, "Police, I can help. Let me help." I'm cool on them. I don't need that in my life.
Listen, I'm not pro police, but I do know.
Okay, roll the tape, people.
I do know who the shooter was, and I am gonna dox him to get him off the streets, because you can't just do that. These people put their lives on the line to fight for our lives in healthcare. If this CEO wasn't there, we'd be getting no healthcare. How about that? You know how that works? That's how that works. But the shooter's actually
you are
a man
getting
by the
no
name.
healthcare right now.
That is true. The shooter is a man by the name of William Hardy. Go check the Utah Jazz game logs. Curious. There's no games going on. Sounds like a guy who would have a lot of time to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Go travel elsewhere.
We'll get to, I mean, we could open with the Jazz if you want. We could do this in whatever order. The Jazz are hilarious because Will Hardy, I'm not going to support or deny that claim. That's none of my business, and this is a satire podcast. But he definitely killed the Jazz's chances of winning that game against the Lakers. Did you see that?
Yeah, we may as well start with that because I didn't write anything down for them. But,
but
we
can get him out of the
I did
way.
watch that game. Well, that wasn't even his biggest mistake of the game. The biggest mistake was Bryce Sensabaugh hitting an and one layup, coming down the next possession, hitting a three, and then getting taken out of the game.
Who did they play in his place?
They just put the starters back in, even though the
best starting
bench
lineup in the
guys were
league.
going on a run. Yeah, they just had to get Keontae George back out there to make a run.
Well, who's going to take all the shots otherwise? That's what you fail to consider is when Will Hardy is putting Keontae George into the game, he's like, okay, well, Bryce is going to be exhausted if he has to take 16 shots. So really, I'll save him for the least important moments of the game when nobody's paying attention. And for now, Keontae, take 23 shots. You're so cute. You're so handsome. I love you. You can never do anything wrong.
Well,
Do you have any thoughts?
let's check
other
what
than
Bryce
that?
is up to on let's check what Bryce is up to on the year.
It's so
So-
funny that this is the only angle we have for the Jazz this whole season.
This is more than anyone else has.
What's Bryce? I mean, seriously, like I do wonder what the Locked On Jazz podcast talks about week to week. That must be pretty desolate.
Well, we did talk last week about how what's his face? Walker Kessler is back. The rim protection metrics are super into him again.
And Will Hardy's not. I mean, the front office at least are like,
Wow, what a indictment. I mean, crazy. I wonder if something's up with this guy. Suck it, Ben Pfeiffer.
oh man, it's cool. It's like reverse insider. It's reverse Nancy Pelosi. How you just copy her stocks and you'll make a lot of money. Anytime Will Hardy doesn't like a player, fucking buy, and then like is that In Sync or the Backstreet Boys? Buy.
I think Backstreet Boys.
You're the pop music guy. I mean, you're girl pop music. I guess you don't care about that shit.
Yeah, I'm also alive today and not 20 years ago. So that might be a little bit of an issue because we were literally 05. Was I even born when those guys were making music?
I don't think so. I mean, I have no idea. They could have been making music before the railroads happened, for all I know. Anything before 2005, it's a mystery to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, even that weird little iTunes robot dog that they used to sell that everybody wanted back in like 2004.
Oh,
I don't know anything about
and he
that.
bobs his head.
Yeah, and he like dances, and you could like play. No, I don't know that guy at all. I never saw my friend who was richer than me definitely didn't have one, and I was definitely never super jealous of it. So, yeah, that's the kind of shit that I'm on.
Yeah. Growing up, I was never poor enough to be embarrassed like that. But Bryce Sensabaugh... Bryce Sensabaugh is shooting 42% from three this year on 4 attempts a game. That's a pretty good mark.
Hey,
Guess what he's shooting
Jokic
from?
shooting 52% on 4 attempts a game. Who's better?
Oh. For now, Jokic. For now, I'll give it Jokic. What's Jokic shooting from the free throw line?
Probably not. I'm gonna say 77%. I don't have it written down.
Oh, well, Bryce is a little bit ahead of that on account of his 92% free throw mark. And you know what he shot last year? 90%. So this is about as pure a shooter as you could
What's the
possibly
free throw rate
find
looking
on
like?
Earth. Free throw rate. Let's see.
Is it good?
1, 2. It's not good.
Well,
But
it's because he's
I mean,
pure. He's a pure hooper.
well, I mean, he would have to be Michael Jordan to draw free throws just getting corner threes the entire time he's out there. But he is up to 60% true shooting, so pretty spectacular. There, genuinely, I don't know why. I hope he's traded somehow, because there are teams that, like, at this point, he's definitely a really high level 3-point shooter. You could get him for nothing.
If the
Like,
Wizards
genuinely,
had him, he
Denver-
would run a lot.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
If Denver could he not? Who are you bringing off the bench?
He could get some run off the bench.
I feel like he could be better than Julian Strother.
Strother, not too much on Strother, but I mean, yeah, like literally having one high level skill that I can depend on game to game and be like, he'll probably hit 2 out of 5 threes or so, probably on average. That's more than pretty much everyone coming off the bench. Even with Westbrook coming off the bench, like you have like an energy level that comes with it and rim pressure, I guess. But beyond that, I don't feel like I'm never like, oh, he's a lock for 15 points tonight. Yes.
Oh, Bryce would cook playing off Westbrook off the bench. That'd be Westbrook. No, we'll save it for the.
We'll save it.
But yeah, Bryce. I don't know what trades they are gonna make at the deadline because they've come out and said, I think, that all their guys are available.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna try and trade Sexton. They're gonna try and trade Clarkson, and they're gonna try and trade one more guy, Collins.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kessler is also. I feel like every report I've seen where they're like, our guys are available, he's like firm. It's not like for the right package. It's like, no, he's there. Like if someone wants to pick him up, that's how I've felt when I've seen those reports.
I haven't seen much about his name this year specifically. Oh, 3 days ago, Jazz reportedly open to trading Walker Kessler, veterans at the deadline, but the price is high.
Okay. I mean,
Celtics land Walker Kessler from Jazz in massive trade proposal. Let's see what this trade is from the Celtics blog.
Danny Ainge. Oh my, he's been a double agent this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he literally. Oh no, that was Kevin McHale, who was the double agent that let them steal Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. So what are the Celtics getting for Walker Kessler in this trade?
If the Celtics were to acquire Kessler, it would cost them a pretty penny. But insider Evan Sideri of Forbes reported that the Jazz continue to hold Walker in high regard when it comes to trade talks. Celtics receive Walker Kessler and guard Patty Mills. Jazz receive Al Horford, 2025 first-round pick, 2030 first-round pick swap, and 2026 second-round pick. So, what picks do the Celtics have? Surely he does not mean the Celtics 2025 first-round pick, the pick 30 in the first round.
I mean, if he didn't mean that, I would assume it would say parentheses via the Nets or something.
Yeah. So this guy is genuinely psychotic.
Walker Kessler for Al Horford and a butterscotch candy that I found in my pocket. And
he can't even give the pick away in 2030. It's a pick swap.
It's a swap. You can't. Okay, we're getting. You're not gonna fleece us. Okay, you guys barely even want Walker Kessler.
So, and here's his little reasoning. Losing Horford would hurt, but getting Kessler into the picture could make a big difference on the court. His defensive presence alone would be massive for the Celtics, and they are in full-on win-now mode with this core. Due to financial constraints, he could be a solid option. He's only making $2.3 million this year and is scheduled to make $4.8 million next year. This deal could push Boston even farther ahead of the other teams in the NBA while setting them up for years to come. Boston wants to get as many titles as possible with this core, and adding Kessler to the mix could be special. So just full-on awesome. They should do this deal because it'll make the Boston Celtics very good. And this guy, he's a very cheap center, so we'll get this very cheap center, but he's actually a very good center. And so in doing this deal, it's good for everybody because the Boston Celtics will be very good going forward.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that makes sense to me. Pull the trigger. I will say, like, Kessler in Horford's role, the team changes, definitely. And you also feel like you probably miss Porzingis a little bit more. Because Horford is a guy that, like, he's not creating any of his offense, but you don't need to do a ton to, like, make things happen for him. Like, he very naturally... he's a good finisher around the rim in the pick and roll. He knows where to be. He has very soft hands. And
Jay Kalman calls this implied offense. He's very good at getting implied offense.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm not smart, but but like, yeah,
You don't have to call anything for him. He just gets it. It's just a constant for him.
yeah, and I that's okay. That makes sense. And whatever the opposite of like an implication is, you have to like work incredibly fucking hard to get Walker Kessler points that aren't like offensive rebound putbacks. Like there's not that many guys on the Celtics who could like run a pick and roll with Walker Kessler and make him like a super effective offensive guy. He's great defensively, and I think he has a lot of impact, but yeah, I don't know. Who gives a fuck about? They're not doing this trade anyways. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
It would hurt the Celtics 5-out spacing because Horford is shooting
incredibly
42% from 3 again, and so yeah, and it would. Do you think Walker Kessler could shut down Luka on the perimeter like how Horford did last year?
No. No, I don't think it'd be close. Okay, so I guess we should talk about the only other thing I wrote down about the Jazz is that they were down 1 against the Lakers, and Colin Sexton made a go-ahead game-winning shot with seconds left, but Will Hardy ran onto the floor and called timeout before it, like literally as the shot went up. He was like, timeout, please! And then he made it, and the Jazz end up losing that game because that basket gets waved off. So, real masterclass from him. If the Raptors are running like ethical tank, that was one of the least ethical things I've ever seen. It was just like, we're about to win. I threw a rock at Colin Sexton's head so that he'd miss this layup. Yeah, that's all I wrote down for them. Weird loss, and I guess they also got blown out by the Thunder, but yeah.
They get blown out by everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think the timeout was intentional tanking. I think it was Colin Sexton taking, like, he strings together a few dribbles because they get out in transition, and he's like, okay, I won't call the timeout because we're getting down the court in transition. Maybe we'll make an easy bucket here. But then that opportunity faded a little bit, so then Colin Sexton started to go in the bag. He started taking a few dribbles. And he's like, whoa, let's get a set play going on here. And then right as he called timeout, he happened to beat the guy off the dribble. So I understood where he was coming from, and I also celebrated the timeout while I was watching, because I was watching this live. I was like, yes, you know what this means? They need a 3-pointer right here. So this could be an opportunity off the set play. So but then he didn't put Bryson. I was like, yeah, you deserve this loss, you joker.
That's so fucking funny to think about you live. Being like, oh, we're here. Oh my god, we're so fucking back. They're drawing up a play for Bryce.
The Tiger Woods fist bump up. Yes!
Yes! Of course they're drawing up a play for Bryce. What else could this be? That's so funny. And it's also classic Colin Sexton, like transition possession, and he's like, it's too easy. Let's let him get set, baby. Like that's 3-on-5, Colin Sexton right there. That's young bull. I mean, he's a dog. He's a dog, in the best of ways and the worst of ways. You know, he wants all the smoke.
Where's he gonna go? What team could use a Colin Sexton?
How much money is he making? First of all, because like obviously. I don't know. He's probably not going to get you like a first or anything, but he's good. Like I do genuinely think, especially in like a backup point guard role or something, like he's overqualified to do something like that.
He is making $18 million this year and $19 million next year.
That's not terrible for what he provides. Like
yeah.
A genuinely solid 20-point per game scorer. I don't know. It's just like you and I have talked about already, like small guard. So making a big trade and having that be it, I feel like anyone who's in position to trade for a point guard probably just like wants to wait until there's a better option available.
So Terry Rozier is a guy who got traded last year.
That's what I was
how
just
does
thinking
Sexton
about.
compare to him? Was Terry cheaper?
cost wise, like in terms of assets
contract.
they gave up.
No, in salary. Let me pull up what Terry was making.
I think
What did they end up giving up for him? Did they give just one first rounder?
I think it was Lowry and a first for that. Because Lowry.
Terry's more expensive. Terry,
yeah, the Hornets gave him that new deal.
Oh, the new deal. Terry was making 23 last year, 24 this year, 26 next year. So he's cheaper than Terry. And what did they give up for him? What were you saying?
I think it was Lowry and a first. There might be some more stuff in there. I just remember Lowry was the salary that the Hornets then got off of, which, like, I don't know, for a team like the Hornets, I never really understand getting on. You're not using that cap space for anything. But the first is good, and it was a good move. I think they sold relatively high on Rozier. It's just like, if the Heat didn't make that move, I think they would probably be in the market for someone like Sexton. He seems like a very Heat culture guy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Pat Riley
sure.
watches him, and he's like, oh, God damn it, Terry, you fucking fooled me. This is the guy I should have gone for. So, yeah, I don't know. We did 20 minutes on the Jazz. This is why these episodes are 3 hours long.
well, wait. So it was a 2027 first round pick. And it's lottery protected, and it will convert to an unprotected pick in 2028 if it doesn't convey. And then Kyle Lowry for Terry Rozier. So
if the Heat are in the lottery in 2027, they get an unprotected 2028 first? The Hornets do.
If the Heat... Yeah, but so they're not going to be in the lottery, probably, right? They never want to be in the lottery.
Yeah. And especially with the East. Yeah, I think they'll probably just get the first in 27.
So let's see. I'm scrolling down this article. Let's see if they're throwing out any Colin Sexton trade packages, or if they are just saying that he's available. So there's no. All right. We'll go through this one trade. It's from the J Notes. This seems to be a Jazz website powered by Fansided. Grade the trade idea. Jazz send Colin Sexton to win now East contender. Let's see.
The Cavs. He's back in Cleveland.
Ooh, interesting. The Magic. Colin Sexton to the Magic for Cole. Where's Cole Anthony been?
He's been playing bad.
Just straight up?
I believe so. I mean, yeah. So he's like just straight up out of the rotation for them at this point, for the most part. He's not been hurt, and they've just been going away from him. I don't remember who they have coming off the bench because they start De Silva still. So it's probably like the Anthony Black jump that's kind of costing Cole Anthony minutes, if I had to guess.
So, yeah, he's down. Last year, 22 minutes a game, and last year, and this year he's 10 minutes a game. He did have a good game recently, though. That's kind of interesting because didn't he? Did he not have a good year last year?
He was good
off the bench for them.
Yeah, he was like a vibe 6th man of the year where he would come in and he would like not always. It was kind of like Bobby Portis, except not this year. Bobby Portis is genuinely awful, but Anthony last year would come in and like be really aggressive and get everybody into it, and like just through like home arena crowd advantage would like create value even if he wasn't having a great game, but I think he was still pretty consistent as like just an okay offensive contributor while being a good defender. So yeah, I think it's probably just more like Anthony Black and De Silva being I don't know. I mean, maybe I guess De Silva's a small forward, so whatever. I don't know hoops. I'm an idiot. Cole Anthony's just bad now, I guess.
So where is he at? He's 13th in minutes on this team. Jet Howard has been getting 10 minutes a game. He's played in 22 games. Gary Harris is ahead when he plays. Isaac, Wagner, Goga, Tristan, Anthony Black. So yeah, there's and KCP joined the team. So
yeah.
There's just a ton of guys. But the trade package would be Colin Sexton for Cole Anthony, Tristan De Silva, the 2026 first round pick, which is top 10 protected through 2027, blah, blah, blah. 2027. So That's kind of a lot for us. I don't know. What do you think?
Uh,
Cole Anthony, Tristan Da Silva, who they just spent a first-round pick on, like a mid for. Was he a late? I feel like he was mid, right?
let me click real quick. I have the roster right here. He was the 18th pick last year.
Yeah. So Cole Anthony, Tristan Da Silva, and a 2026 first-round pick that's top 10 protected, and it'll turn in 2 seconds if not conveyed. But and the Magic, they won't be a top 10 bottom team next year.
Yeah, for me, so that's essentially 2 firsts.
Yeah.
2 firsts
And a second. And a 2027 second.
yeah, I'm not doing that for Colin Sexton. I think he's good.
Yeah.
But like, there's also really no reason to, just because like, what does that do? What does it do for your ceiling if you're the Magic? Like, how you give up 2 first rounders essentially, plus all that other stuff to be like, okay, we're a little more competitive in a second round loss now or something. I think they're cool on that.
They could get Bryce for way cheaper.
Anybody could. Do you want to talk
But yeah.
Thunder?
Yeah, we may as well.
Might as well. I mean, we got the good stuff out of the way. Now we get to the bottom of the barrel. The Thunder.
What do the Locked On Jazz talk about?
Well, I was thinking that whole time. I kind of see how it could be fun now because you just dissociate about maybe this will happen. I came up with this idea.
Maybe Will Hardy is the shooter.
I came up with this idea for a thing that could happen. What would happen if this thing happened? And then like nothing happens for 8 months, and you just lose your fucking mind. And you're like,
Oh, they're just like the Bulls in that they're not making these moves, but it's like they're calculated about it. It's like another year of John Collins not being traded. Damn. Danny Ainge, he's done it again.
he's letting it marinate, baby. He's playing hardball. You know, your guy. He would take the first caller. He'd be like, oh, thank you for this mildly young player who we could take a chance on. Wow, not Danny Ainge. He said we're riding out the 16-10, and it will definitely remain that good for that long.
Yeah, well, it's not as impressive when Danny Ainge is doing it because he's not a single-celled organism.
I mean, is Arturas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's gone from caveman to, I mean, amoeba.
Yeah.
He could survive like the Earth before the continents formed, where it was just like magma and boiling water. Arturas could survive.
He could survive anything. He doesn't need sunlight. He doesn't need food or water. I don't know what he's because nothing's going on. He's like a tree, but a more infinite tree.
He's like a rock. Yeah.
Yeah. He really is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Thunder. The last time we talked about the Thunder was when they beat the Lakers. They lost to the Rockets and they beat the Jazz since then. Obviously, you know, we just broke down the Jazz. I know no one wants to talk about the Rockets game, but it is what it is. Here we are.
Well, how did they beat the Jazz? Let's go into specifics.
So the loss to the Rockets, first loss in the Hartenstein era. So, you know, 68-0 with Hartenstein in the lineup or whatever. It's out of the question. Sorry, guys. No Caruso. Still no Chet. I don't feel like you're super sweating this if you're the Thunder. It would have been a nice game to win, and they did look pretty ugly in the fourth. But overall, you're like
Blow it up. Blow it up.
Blow it up. Oh man, we need a real center. Get Arturas on the phone right now. J-Dub for Vooch, straight up.
Oh.
Okay. So they shoot 30.
I'd take AJ Mitchell for him.
I know you would. Hey, if you could go.
Who wouldn't I take?
Yeah, if
for
you
him?
could go back.
I would take Nikola Topic off the torn ACL for him. I would take Dylan Jones for him. I'd take anybody.
Oh.
Maybe not Ousmane Jang. I'd be if that was the trade. I'd be like, oh crap, he's done it again.
My guy's averaging 20 and 10 on 40% from there. You come back with Ousmane Jang.
Bro, the Bulls subreddit. He's 6'10". You guys realize he was just buried behind the rest of the roster. This guy's a star. Arturas has done it again. He's a genius.
All right, I don't give a fuck about the Bulls or Arturas Karnisovas. Jesus. The Thunder, the team we're talking about, against the Rockets, they shot 30% from three in the fourth, or 30% from the field in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
Yeah, it was genuinely really tough for them.
well, that's the Rockets effect.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody has scored effectively on Houston this year. It's very hard to do that. But upon watching this game in the fourth, this is a spot where you would like to see Jalen Williams improve, is like his isolation shot creation. And again, like the same way no one has scored effectively on the Rockets on an individual level, he's being guarded by Amen Thompson for a lot of this. So take everything with a grain of salt. But the way that the Thunder's offense kind of was just like J-Dub Hartenstein pick and roll, and that was a really good action, but the Rockets kind of figured out how to break it up pretty quickly, and it just devolved into like, okay, either J-Dub's getting to the free throw line, hitting an incredibly tough two, or this is not points at all. And so that was kind of tough. And then, I don't know, I think Shea went 1 of 5 in the fourth as well. So just a very good collective effort from Houston's defense to get this win. And then Fred VanVleet went crazy as well. But we can kind of talk about that when we get to the Rockets in a sec.
Yeah. So the only thing I have written about the Thunder... Oh, Caruso's coming back tonight. It'll be his first game since November 20th. Yeah, they're 5-1 in the last 6. They're going to host the Mavs in the knockout round of the NBA Cup.
That's pretty sick. I'll take the Mavs. I'll take the momentum Mavs.
I'll take the Thunder to be your opposition. And I feel like we probably have the Thunder fans are the most in our Patreon. I feel like we have, out of any team, we have the most Thunder fans, but maybe they're just the loudest. But Shea was named the NBA Western Conference Player of the Month for October/November. And then the Thunder have a negative 110 free throw attempt disparity.
So other teams are just taking way more free throws than them?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's... I see a lot of complaints that their guys don't get the whistles that they should, but I'm sure it's got to be something more... It's got to be on them somehow. I don't know how, though.
It's their fault, guys. It's their fault. End of story. That is kind of true. Every time, and I'm a baby when the Nuggets don't get foul calls. Like, I'm a fucking crybaby about it. But remove the emotion from the equation, you don't get to like negative a billion or whatever without some fault, some like avoidance of contact. Some guys, not going up, going around, and
fouling the other team too much on defense.
Yeah,
I don't know where they grade out on either of these ends. Let me check.
Yeah, so it's probably both ways. Where like I can't imagine Shea was one of the best free throw guys in the league last year. So him as an individual, I don't think the refs just got together and they're like, "Hey, we're done with this guy. He doesn't get any more." And then beyond that, it's just they don't have a ton of guys who are like consistent drivers. Like if you think about the way that free throws get generated, obviously you have Shea, obviously J-Dub is incredible downhill, and if you told me he doesn't get the whistle that people expect him to, that's fair. But beyond that, like Hartenstein, good free throw guy, sure. Cason Wallace has been underwhelming. It's like a lot of tertiary scorers, catch and shoot guys. So yeah, the free throw stuff, that's not like shocking to me.
Well, I do like a lot of their driving guys. AJ Mitchell, I feel like Aaron Wiggins is a good driver, and then the two main guys. So let me see, what are the... No, I don't want free throw percentage. I want free throw attempts.
I guess...
But yeah, they are one of the most foul... They're 25th in fouls per game.
Okay.
So they're pretty bad. They're with all the only... Oh, actually, Golden State and Memphis are up there too. And then Washington, Brooklyn, Toronto.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. And I don't hate Mitchell or Wiggins as drivers, but that's also like like Christian Brown doesn't get a ton of free throws, even though I think he's like a really solid driver. Like that's where you start to get more into like the politics of like a superstar or an all-star level whistle compared to just like role player guys flying in there.
Oh, you know what team shoots the most free throws in the league?
The motherfucking Denver Nuggets, baby.
That's crazy. And then Oklahoma City is 28th. So but New York is there too, and then Charlotte at 30. So yeah, interesting. Guys, comment down below. Why is Oklahoma City not getting free throws?
Guys, harass the officials online.
Oh.
Tag at NBA refs on Twitter and just be like, fuck you fucking idiots. I'm a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder and I fucking hate you. And that'll definitely help get your team more free throws. It's been measured. They did research on it.
Yeah, so J-Dub only shoots 3 a game. That seems kind of crazy. And then Chet was at 5 a game.
Yeah, that is like missing a lot. Like his aspect of the offense. And then Hartenstein it doesn't feel like he's been there long enough. Like I wonder how this looks in just the last 5 games. But yeah, overall.
Yeah, Dort doesn't. He gets 1 a game, and then under 1 is Wiggins, Jang, AJ Mitchell, Kenrich Williams, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Dylan Jones, Casey Wallace. So yeah, they do have a ton of guys just not getting free throws at all. Crazy.
Do you have any other thoughts on the Thunder?
No, get them out of here. What are they? The Jazz? No.
Guys, we can't give everybody Jazz time, okay? That's just not how it works. Some of you guys are going to get 5 minutes because we got to focus on the Colin Sexton
the big dogs.
hypothetical trades. All right.
We got to do sex talk.
The Rockets. We're not having the sex talk anymore. We're having the father
We're
talk.
talking Red Rockets.
We're talking Red Rockets. I was going to do like a Fred VanVleet dad boost thing. Remember that? That was kind of cool when he was good in the playoffs after he had a kid.
Could have been IVF.
IVF.
In vitro for.
Oh, yeah. No, it could have been that. That's right.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yep. So
Cool.
always think about things. Always think about different things. Write that down.
What are you thinking about right now?
Just something different.
Oh, okay. Shut the fuck up. Something different. The Rockets. So they beat the Thunder. It's a goated win. It's super sick. Fred VanVleet, fucking cash money in the fourth quarter. I don't remember how many points he had in the fourth. I don't think it was insane. And to be honest, they still won the fourth quarter in the ways that you would expect them to. Defended the fuck out of OKC. Nobody scored. And offensive rebounds. I went and tracked. How many did they score total in the fourth quarter? I didn't write that down. But in the fourth quarter, they got 6 offensive rebounds, scored 14 points off of those, including their last 7 straight points, not including like the free throws to extend the game from OKC. So their last 7 like real points that count for serious stuff. That was purely off offensive rebounds. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff from Houston. Pretty good win for them.
Booyah. Dylan Brooks, game winner. So that was epic. They lost to the Kings. There's a lot of anger at the refs. Did you see the Jay Crowder picture?
I did not see the Jay Crowder picture.
There's a picture of Jalen Green driving, and Jay Crowder's fingers are just straight up in his eyes. It's like, well, you haven't seen Naruto, but in Naruto, it's a lot of taking eyes. It was like that.
Ew,
he was trying to take Jalen Green's eyes.
This anime sounds gross.
It kind of is. Don't watch it. It's you know what the idiots will tell you. So Naruto starts off very deliberately with a theme of loser kid who's gonna overcome everybody with hard work, and then eventually it goes away from that. And the Naruto dorks will tell you that was never the theme. Rock Lee lost to Gaara. That was never the theme. It was always about what kind of story pushes the messaging that the talented will always beat the hardworking. That was not an intentional theme. Kishi is just a bad writer. They started Naruto where he was like, I'm a loser, but I'm going to overcome it all. I'm the worst student in the thing, but I'm going to work hard at this one jutsu, and that's going to work out. I'm pretty sure Rock Lee was supposed to come back later and succeed, and to prove hard work trumps all. But it didn't work out because Kishi is a bad writer. So no, Naruto was it's a psychotic thing to think that it was never about hard work, that it was always about it's only about bonds. No. What's his face? Haku? It was an orphan who worked hard. Screw you guys. So yeah, it was a very heated game. Ime and Shengun got ejected in the fourth quarter. Ime said blatant miscalls, ticky-tack moving screens, and little shit like that. I told him, get some fucking glasses, open your eyes, the Ime Udoka said. And then did you see the Shengun stuff? He was kind of flopping a little bit.
Dude, he's been terrible about that because he was doing this shit. He's doing this shit in the Thunder game too, I'm pretty sure. Or it's like he is among the worst in the league at like selling a call like that. Like his timing, it's not just that his timing is terrible. Like he's got fucking delayed internet connection and he just felt the hit like 30 seconds after the whistle was blown. But it's also like, yeah, just very theatrical. Just like he throws his stomach and his chest out in front of him and just flails his arms around. And it's, yeah, him. You expect it from Dylan Brooks. Like it happens. That's like part of his game. Same with Marcus Smart and some other guys around the league. But when someone like picks it up and adds it to their bag, and it's like blatant, and you're not used to it yet, oh my god, it's like staring into the sun. You're like, gee, my eyes have not adjusted. Please get better at this.
This is a guy who's just very dramatic overall. He's like a theater kid out there. He's the guy who pump fakes for a non-existent jump shot, but he gets people all the time. And he's the guy who his passing fakes are legendary. He's faking out everyone else except the people on the court. He's crazy. So yeah, I would die for Shengun. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna throw this out there. Shengun, superstar potential. Now that we're seeing what he is on the defensive end. He's a jump shot away. I'll tell you that much.
Hey,
but
and that came, not that many guys have gotten to that level. Not that many guys have gotten the jump shot. You just never hear that.
Well,
it's just guy has a jump shot. There's definitely not one of those on his team already with Thompson.
Listen. He already has a way to score in the half court, so it's okay. Even if it never comes, he'll still be a star. But yeah, he doesn't need the jump shot to make everything else work. Everything is already working.
Yeah,
it'll just take it to the next level. But Tari Eason is in concussion protocol. I didn't even see what happened. But
he did a stage dive. First NBA player to stage dive.
Whoa! He heard a heckle from a nearby fan and threw his towel in response while yelling obscenities toward the fan. Eason then attempted to enter the stands, running up the ramp and nearly reaching the fan section when nearby security officials were able to hold him back. So, official State of the League position on this, I speak for both of us. He should have been allowed to beat up that fan.
Oh,
he should have been
absolutely.
allowed to use those massive hands, choke him out, slap him, punch him, anything he wants with that guy.
To me, it should be like he gets a chance to show his skill. So like he gets an opportunity. Maybe what's like a tough weapon? He could do like a David
a mace.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a sling with David and Goliath, where like he can't leave the bench, but all the fans around that guy have to sit down. He has to stay standing up. And Tari Eason gets like 2 or 3 really good throws of a sling at him, just like throwing fucking like ping pong ball sized rocks at this guy's head. I think that's fair.
How about the entire stadium is a dunk tank and everyone has a bullseye above their seat, and if the players hit the bullseye, then they get psh. That'd be epic.
That would be epic. I would like that a lot.
And also, the water can be funneled towards a hockey rink when the hockey team is there. They don't have one, but they could.
One Piece,
So,
hockey,
city planners. What?
hockey from One Piece. What are we? Armor?
Oh, that's actually HAKI. So that's why I was thrown off there.
Okay, that's my fault.
But the Rockets are going to play the Warriors in an NBA Cup single elimination game. That'll be a pretty good one too if the Warriors are healthy. I don't know when this is.
Pretty soon. That's one thing I saw is like the Suns got eliminated from the tournament and their fans were like, "Oh fuck, we have to play the Jazz and like the Blazers over the span of 10 days. Those are our only 2 games and that's our consequence for losing the tournament." So
That'll be good for them. That'll be very good for
like
them.
that's the thing. It's like your schedule, if you lose, the silver lining is just like, oh, we don't have to do shit for like a week and a half. This is like almost an all-star break level things.
Oh no, Kevin Durant has to recover?
Oh,
Shoot.
And he doesn't get $50,000 now? Shit, man.
Hey, but Oso, he's like, oh, come on. Come on, guys.
Damn it.
Can we
So
give
I
it to
don't get
me anyway?
$50,000 now?
I mean, some of us need. I mean, not naming names. Some of us really like that, so that'd make a big difference for some of us.
They're like pre NBA Cup game, and all the stars are like, we'll go out there and try. And Osa's just like, no, lay it on the fucking line, guys. If you, KD, if I don't see you fucking diving out of bounds, Dennis Rodman style, I'm gonna punch you. Like I need this.
He just goes full Twitter hater. Your legacy's nothing. You haven't proven you could win anything on your own. This is your chance.
You could give the NBA Cup meaning, but okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you could do that, or you could just run to another team. If you want to do that, door's right there. So I mean, prove me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll trade you if anyone wants to buy a 36-year-old. Şengün won Western Conference Player of the Week, 21-13-9. And then the last thing I have is Houston's the first team to shut down Jared McCain. I don't know if that's true, but they did it. He had he scored like 15 on like 19 shots.
Nice. Okay. Well, Thunder done. Rockets done. All right. The Dallas Mavericks. What did we even talk about the Mavs last? We talked about their win over the Jazz, and since then they beat the Blazers and they also beat the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies is the one I talked more about. Do you have any thoughts about them?
Luka's back, and he's back with a vengeance. He's playing real well. He's had 2 big games since he's been back. I think Kyrie missed one of these, the first one, right?
He played bad in the Grizzlies game, and I don't remember seeing him in the Portland game. But yeah, let's just say he missed it. Who cares?
But yeah, the Grizzlies game was big. They were down, and then they ended up coming back. That was what's it called? There was a huge I think I wrote it down in my Memphis part, but there was like a 44-14 free throw discrepancy in that game. So
I wrote that down. It's cool because like the Thunder Rockets game, they're right next to each other in the standings, and then the Grizzlies and the Mavs are also right next to each other. So yeah, the Mavs, they had won 4 straight coming into this game, and the Grizzlies had won like 6 straight, I want to say. But that could be mixed up. I could have it reversed. Regardless, it was 2 teams on win streaks, and the Mavs came out on top. They were down, I think, 15 with something like 6 minutes left, and they got terrible games. Like I said, Kyrie played really bad. Clay also played really bad, offensively at least, for both of them. And their role players just stepped up huge. Luka did drop 37, 12, 4, and 4 on 64% true shooting. And I think his defense in this game, compared to some of the stretches that we've seen throughout this season, quote-unquote, standing
he got a steal,
around.
didn't he? He got a little interception.
Yeah, he got 4 of them. Yeah. And so, yeah, his defense, he was just more engaged. So, for a guy who's, like, terrible sometimes, like among the worst in the league, to just be locked in, it helps a lot from the eye test perspective, at least. And then 37 points on insane efficiency. He was not scoring the ball well to start this season, but I don't think anybody really expected that to be like a year-long thing. And it definitely feels like he's back in the groove a little bit. Because Memphis is a good defense, too. They're like top 6 or something, and it really just didn't matter.
Well, who do they have to throw at him?
It was Marcus Smart for a lot of this, and that's what I wrote down in my Grizzlies section. It was a tough showing from Marcus Smart.
Yeah, so their defense is interesting because a lot of their best defenders are guards. Like Desmond Bane is a good defender, but he's a little stocky guard. Marcus Smart, little stocky guard. Vince Williams, guard. So who are their wing defenders? I suppose Jalen Wells, Jake LaRavia.
Yeah, they were throwing LaRavia on him a little bit too, I believe. And like
Grizzlies fans hate Jake LaRavia. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're just not locked in. Maybe he's terrible.
Maybe. But you know who's been? You said the role player stepped up. Spencer Dinwiddie's been stepping up in Luka's absence. So last 5 games, he's 16, 2, and 6 on 72% true shooting. And then also Quentin Grimes. Ever since I called him out, I said he was a disappointment in our disappointments episode, and then he lived up to my. Actually, he heard me. I think probably.
Yeah.
And he's been playing for me. So he leads the team in plus minus. He's a plus 120, and he's shooting 43% on the year. So shout out Quentin Grimes. So
I saw a funny tweet.
Why could Detroit harness that?
I saw a funny tweet where it was like, because he went out like a game with illness. What the fuck is that? The comments are like, oh, why is Pablo in the dark? Oh, I can't see Pablo. Oh, Pablo's recording by candlelight. Look what you made him do, everybody.
Look what you made me do.
I mean, I've never...
How does it look in the dark right now? Is it too bright?
Well, I can't see. I can barely see you. But I mean, it looks cool. It looks like you're like an alien or like a heavenly being coming down.
Okay, I'll leave it on.
Okay, cool. I've never felt more confident that I'm talking directly into the TikTok camera than right now.
Audio listeners, pause this. Go on YouTube. go to 103. Well, actually, I don't know. The timestamps are a little off from the record because the theme song and everything. 105 to be safe. Go to 105 so you can see what's going on. I actually have something.
Well, we're
really
gonna cut out 4 minutes, so go to 59.
Oh, okay. To figure it out.
Hey guys, just watch this shit.
It'll be on for the rest of the episode. So scroll way deeper.
You know, you can actually watch videos on Spotify too.
That's crazy. Hey everyone, I've seen a couple. Send us your State of the League. Who's our top listener on Spotify?
Hey, yeah, send us your Spotify Wrapped podcasts, everybody, and we will send you thoughts and prayers.
Oh, yep. So, God, I can't believe they got our boy.
Okay, so Dinwiddie, I thought Dinwiddie was funny because to me he has played good, but he like single-handedly lost them the Miami Heat game.
What did he do?
I mean, it was the same exact shit he did in this Grizzlies game where it was just like transition, catches the ball on the wing, this bitch is going up. And it was just like off night for him in Miami. It was not going in, but like would not stop shooting the basketball and redeemed himself in this Grizzlies game. He hit back-to-back threes to really complete Dallas's comeback. I know PJ Washington hit like the dagger, but yeah, like Memphis was like holding on. They were like, damn, this is a crazy run from Dallas. And then you get back-to-back pull-up transition threes from Dinwiddie. That's a bit of a backbreaker. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he had 16 with 4 assists on 68% true shooting off the bench in this game. Looked good. I mean, when he's hitting his threes, he's a solid player. It's just like when the shot's not going, he's definitely not somebody who adjusts his game to fit that. It's either it's good or it's bad. PJ Washington, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 stocks, 74% true shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, including that dagger that I talked about. His defense stood out to me. He defended the hell out of Jaren Jackson Jr. in the fourth quarter. Jaren Jackson finished with 16 points on 5 of 14 shooting, including 2 on 1 of 6 in the fourth quarter. So yeah, and Jaren Jackson's been a really solid offensive guy all year. So shout out to PJ, shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie, shout out to Lively, shout out to Gafford. They were, I don't know, having 48 minutes of like good center feels kind of overpowered in some matchups, and against the Grizzlies with no Edie, it definitely feels like a big advantage.
PJ is 39% from three this year, so his 3-point shooting could like literally decide a playoff series. Like it's down to the last, like that's the last detail where Luka's killing everybody. The only safety outlet you have against him in the playoffs is, well, if he passes to PJ out on the perimeter, what's he gonna do? He can't hurt us. But now it's like, wait, what's that in his waistband? He's got a gun.
Whoa.
So hopefully he keeps it. And doesn't use it on any brave healthcare workers.
Yeah,
like
who would do that?
I'll get another moment of silence for that guy.
Quote unquote. Does that count? Is he a healthcare worker?
Yeah. He works in healthcare.
Yeah, he touches papers that have things to do with healthcare.
Do you know how hard it is mentally to tell people they're gonna die?
Yeah, it's pretty taxing. He was constantly handling folders that was like insulin, the make insulin more expensive file. Get this out right away.
And he didn't even want it. It was just the profit motive. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah,
He didn't like it. It's just the market, you know?
Yeah, the market, the board, you know? It was like he was constantly going in front of the board and being like, guys, can we do the right thing? Like the Spike Lee movie. And they were like, fuck you. Insulin's $1 million. And he was like, no, oh, man. I guess I'll buy I'll buy a third house and a fourth car. Fuck. Damn it.
The problem is, I would love to make insulin free. Everyone would love to make it like affordable, but that is socialism. So then we're a worse spot. Then everyone's gay. We have no houses. We're eating bugs and dirt and everything. And the trans are there and the CT. So
exactly. Socialism is when a trans
and then everyone's getting shot in the streets under socialism. That's what they want.
Everyone?
All of them. Your girlfriend too.
Me, my girlfriend, her boyfriend, his insulin,
Yep.
Everything's getting shot.
Everything.
His
Because
free
that's
insulin, though.
Yep, that's what Hillary want. That's what. Go back and watch video. Hillary said that.
Kamala did. Hey, Bernie strong-armed her. She was worried. She said, hey, no more student debt. Medicine will be free if I get in there. And then that tune kind of changed.
No, she's copying me. She doesn't mean it.
I think you called me a liar on national TV. If you want to have that discussion, we can have that discussion.
Was that Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah.
She literally lied. What did she say? Like, I went to breakfast with Bernie and he said he hates women or something.
Yeah, I went to
What was
breakfast
the
with
lie?
I went to breakfast with Bernie Sanders and he fucking hit me with a folding chair and he said the 18th of you that's Native American, that's the part of you I hate the most. And you're a woman. You can't be in charge. That's what Bernie said. And so, yeah, that's pretty fucked up that he did that.
Do you remember the part of his debate with Biden where he's like, Joe, you're being controlled by a super PAC. The super PACs are paid for you. And then Joe Biden was like, well, what the heck, man? You want me to tell? I could name the 7 super PACs that have contributed to your campaign right now, which did not exist.
Yeah.
And then Bernie was like, "Oh, yep, go ahead, name them." and then he said, "Come on, man." He's just moved up.
Yeah,
so stupid.
There's not a worse counter for like even like what we got from Joe Biden. Not like completely cooked Joe Biden, obviously, but even like coherent, kind of like cockeyed grin, like, this guy's crazy. There is not like a worse opponent for him than Bernie, just like deadpan, nothing affects him, just being like, well, that's stupid. Why would I do that?
He said, well, and he's like, Joe, you don't have any super PACs? You don't have a super PAC? He said, no. And he's, okay, ladies and gentlemen at home, pull up the Google, pull up the YouTube. he said this, or I think it was about cutting Social Security. Remember, there's that clip of Joe Biden, like famously, where he's like, I came down on the Senate floor and I said, cut Social Security 7 times. And then Bernie was like, he said he wanted to, and he's like, no, I didn't. And he's like, pull up the YouTube. he lied. He was like, he couldn't believe it.
Man. The first man in debate history to break the fourth wall. He said, roll the clip, roll the tape. All right. So the Mavs, the only other thing I wrote down is that Spencer Dinwiddie did condemn the Hawk Tua girls' use of cryptocurrency.
Is she doing a rug pull?
Yeah, she is. So Barstool Sports put out an article titled Haley Welch made a meme coin. Tons of people lost their money. Or
she already completed it.
The headline is like, Haley Welch made a meme coin. Everyone lost their money. Everyone wants her thrown in jail, or something along those lines.
Oh, shoot. Is it illegal to do that?
I mean, maybe. Everyone that fucking CoffeeZilla does a video on feels like they're just like, guys.
Logan's still going.
Yeah, no one,
every CoffeeZilla video is, I expose Logan Paul for doing something horrible. And then it's like, Logan, it goes through the stages where he's like, I didn't do that. You know what? I did do that. Thanks, CoffeeZilla, for pointing that out. I'm going to be better.
I'll be better.
I'm suing CoffeeZilla. He lied.
Guys, it's not true. I did not put my nuts in the Lunchly marinara sauce. That never. Okay, fine. I did do that. My nuts weren't.
Thank you, Coffee, for holding me out. I shouldn't have. I'll be better.
I'll be better. Coffee? I don't even have nuts. How could I put it? It's ridiculous. Like, why?
I got castrated in Puerto Rico. Lawyer up, buddy.
Lawyer up. I got castrated so that I could safely do 10 times the amount of injected testosterone as a normal person, and my heart would only be slightly larger than a gorilla's.
No, he's natty.
That's where you draw the line with Logan Paul. Okay,
yeah.
Come on, dude.
Don't be dishonest. He's natty.
Yeah. Jesus. No. I mean, what's next? You're gonna say Jake Paul? The problem child? Come on, dude.
He's natty.
Hey, you don't have to tell me.
He's been working hard for years.
It was a joke, dude. I'm sorry.
Don't joke about that kind of stuff.
Okay, jeez.
And another moment of silence for United Healthcare CEO. What's his name?
Brian.
Moment
of silence for Brian. Damn, I can't believe I'm going to have to go through and find all these moments of silence.
What do you mean?
So that I could clip them.
Oh, you're not going to edit them out.
No, I'm going to make them longer, actually. I'm going to make every moment. We have it's a 10-minute moment of silence. Oh, man.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so Spencer Dinwiddie said in response to that Barstool Sports article, disappointed to see this because it shows how far our industry has to go when it comes to the mass adaptation of #crypto. ... And it's a good meme. So I couldn't exactly tell what his if he fucked with Haley Welch, but he was just kind of sad that she did this. Celebs and the brands now know that the power that lies in our technology, but the avenue to extract that value is unclear, and they're few and far between. Oftentimes, we don't know where to turn when everyone's showing, quote, the next best thing in your face, and right now, that's crypto. That's why we built Worlds. At Galaxy App. So he pivots this into a condemnation of something he quote unquote truly believes in into an advertisement for his own company and investment.
So he is a legit crypto bro. Remember years ago he wanted his contract entirely in crypto?
Yes.
Or also he said he was trying to do a crowdfunding thing. He's as a free agent, I'll sign with whatever team's fan base sends me crypto or whatever. It was a weird thing that he was doing. So I honestly at this point I don't even know what the legit crypto guys want or what they think it should be, because right now crypto is just basically a hot potato lottery. Like everyone puts in money, and you try and not be the last person out before it all falls down. I know there's like a legitimate perspective of like decentralized currency can't control it, but I don't know what a world where everyone is on cryptocurrency and no country has a dollar. Like, I don't know what that looks like or how that functions.
Yeah, it's just it's funny to me how like there's Bitcoin and it's 100% legitimate and it's worth, I think it just broke $100,000 and like that's real, and then literally every other thing is like, what if your dollar was worth $4? Oh, but it's worth 80 cents. Oh, now it's worth 20 cents. Shit, man. Your dollar's so crazy. Like, it's just gambling, it feels like.
But even Bitcoin is it's like it was supposed to be the everyday currency.
Yeah.
Like, you buy a pizza, and now it's like, if I buy this and hold it for a year, maybe I can make $20,000, or I'll lose $20,000. But there was an NFL player who did the crypto thing, and he made a ton of money. I think it might have been Russell Okung. I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, there are smart people who can like see trends and make money on crypto, but that's just not like an incentive for me to like believe it's going to be something that like average people are like using a lot. Like, you don't have to be smart to use a dollar. So
do not invest in crypto when it goes wrong, it will ruin your life. the people making money, they can afford the loss.
Hey, scared money don't make money, says guy on 4th credit card that he maxed out. Being like, guys, I'm coming back, dude. So yeah, that's all I got on the Mavs is the Dinwiddie crypto thing.
Is Spencer Dinwiddie up over Kyle Kuzma?
I would say probably, because he's playing well on a really good team right now.
So no Din shitty.
Poozma. Poozma.
At this point, you just don't want to be that team.
At this point? Why did he say that? What gave him the fucking balls? He's looking around the locker room. We got a squad. We'll never be that team.
That's NBA champion Kyle Kuzma using his championship expertise to decide whether to make that statement.
Okay, so we did the Mavs. Now,
hell yeah, we did.
Hell yeah, we did. We did them. We'll do them again. At 118, we're doing the the Memphis Grizzlies. We just talked about their win over the Pelicans. They choked versus Dallas. Fucking losers. Who cares? Yeah. The offense was just pretty ugly in the final 3 minutes of this game, especially like the non-jaw stuff. Like I said, like they were running post-ups for Jaren Jackson Jr. and PJ Washington was just shutting that shit down. It's kind of tough. So I wrote down Marcus Smart's 4th quarter, because the Grizzlies have been a team that is so uncompetitive that Marcus Smart has not been in position to sell big games in the spotlight in ridiculous ways.
And he also hasn't been there.
yeah. Like, he hasn't been playing, and they've been really bad. So it's like a combination. He's just not going to be there. But in this game, all the eyes on him, this 4th quarter, he missed a 3. He got blocked by Luka. He fouled Luka, like, just blatant foul. A lot of the calls.
It was about sending a message.
Yeah, I guess. He got an assist to Ja. He saved the ball under his own basket when it would have been out on Dallas, most likely. And so he just gave them the ball back, which eventually led to 2 free throws in like a 1-possession game. And then off a defensive rebound, he fouled Luka again, just unprompted. So there was like a swing where he just gave them like 5 points for no reason.
Yeah, he was 0 for 7 in this game, right?
I didn't see him make a shot. I mean, maybe, yeah, like, I assume so. If that's what you have written down, I'll believe it.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. So he had a bounce-back week. He had the big 25-point game, and we were like, whoa, is Marcus Smart back? But now
we were not like that. You were like
one
that.
One of us was like that. And, well, one of us between the two of us could have been any of us. And it's
On
like,
average,
and all-
half of us was like that.
50% of of the words of this podcast were smart about him. We're into Marcus Smart. But now he's back to volatile Marcus Smart. So you got to take the good and the bad. We'll see what he could hit a game winner in April. That's part of the Marcus Smart experience.
He could.
Could lose game in April. We'll see. But yeah, they blew the lead. They snapped a 6-game winning streak. After Dallas took a 60-57 lead in the second half, the Grizzlies dominated the third quarter, 38-22. But then they got dominated in the fourth quarter, 39-21. Massive free throw disparity, 44-14. The Mavericks had 27 free throws alone in the fourth quarter. So if you're a free throw guy, you're pissed. Bane had 19. Comeback?
What was his efficiency?
I don't know. I think it wasn't. Was it on like 15 shots or something? It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad, right? Do you know?
Wait, what'd you say?
He had 9. It wasn't that bad, right? Was it like 14, 15 shots?
I don't know.
Something?
That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, I think it was okay. I think it wasn't crazy. I think he might have been like 4 for 6 from 3 or something.
Hey, I'll
But,
take it. That's comeback. That's he's coming back.
Ja said he doesn't want to dunk anymore, which flashbacks, the same thing happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago probably with Derrick Rose, where these little guys, once all it takes is you get in the air once, you get hit, and then you could be knocked out long term. So I don't know if I believe him though, because he's crazy. He's kind of a crazy guy who tries to dunk on everybody, and just like even when he's not dunking, he's so high up there.
Yeah. Well, like to me, it's easy. It's easy when you're in front of the media to be like, I don't want to dunk anymore. But like if I could jump as high as Ja Morant, and I saw like someone who I could dunk on under the basket, and I'm in the middle of the game, I'm going up, man.
His face is calling for my nuts. I gotta do it.
There's a magnetic attraction. Yeah, I mean, this is my calling. So yeah, I do think if anyone could stop dunking, he would benefit from it the most. Though, like he's just the poster boy for someone tries to take a charge and like their head hits his like shin in midair because that's how high up he is. And he just like falls down and slams into the floor full force. That's not good for a small guard. So layups only. You got a nice layup package, Ja. Lean into it.
I have a really good idea for him. I'll spoil it here. So this will force me to make the TikTok about it. He should get like an armband that has parachutes on it, like little mini parachutes, like the drag racing parachutes, so that when he jumps, it helps lower him gently. That'd be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Thanks. The G.G. Jackson is going to be back in 6 to 8 weeks, so put it on your calendar sometime between January 15th and January 29th. We'll see. Jalen Wells, Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
He's goated.
Games played during October, November. They did it again, those bastards. They got another guy. And then finally, Cam Spencer dropped 51 in the G League. They got another guy waiting.
Well,
Brother of Pat Spencer, the Warriors lacrosse legend.
oh, love that guy. I don't have anything else about the Grizzlies, so thanks for padding that time out. Get him out of my face. I'm scared. Bears are my favorite animal, but Grizzlies are a little intense.
All of them?
I mean, if I had to rank them, Grizzlies wouldn't be bottom, but like to me, like an Andean bear, like a small bear, those are cool. I fuck with those.
Like a baby bear?
Yeah, I mean, a baby bear is one of the cutest baby animals there is.
Just wait for the grizzly mama. She'll be right around that corner.
Do you have a lot of experience with bear cubs?
Oh, back down in Tallahassee, you don't know what the fucking in Knoxville, the fucking tumbleweed and the
Yeah.
Next segment.
The Suns, they beat the Spurs since we last talked. KD out at least a week with an ankle sprain. What do you think?
Oh, God! How many games does he have in that span?
3. If he
Okay.
only misses the week, if it's not more.
Yeah, it's a bummer. You know what their record is with him?
It's like 10-1, right?
They're 11-2.
Okay,
So,
damn. Yeah, I mean they look really good with him in the lineup.
MVP KD. This is honestly, if he, depending on how many games he misses, this will go down as like one of his most impressive seasons ever. But yeah, they played Oso. Wait, does that mean bear?
Oso?
Is that bear in Spanish?
I don't
No.
know. I don't speak Spanish.
Let me pull up Spanish
Is
dictionary.
Oso bear in Spanish? It is. My girlfriend says so.
Sí, este jugador es Oso, So Oso Ighodaro, he had back-to-back big minute games. Devin Booker was glazing. He said he's already ahead of the curve with his IQ, so he understands the game, but it's just a joy to be on the floor with him. The ball hops around. He's a lob threat. I threw a lob to him last game. That was refreshing. So yeah, the Suns, James Jones is his psychotic gamble is paying off, where he's like, I just need my 3 big guys, and then I guess we'll find people on the scrap heap. And James Jones is like, I straight up don't care about draft picks. They straight up do not matter to me. But now he's found 2 contributors in the second round, even though Ryan Dunn is 1 of 5 from 3 in his last 4 games. In his last 3 games, he's 0. He's made 0. So he's coming back down to earth, but still, for a team, they just needed good bodies who could play and who could be, and they got 2 guys who could play defense for sure. So yeah, the Yusuf Nurkic will be reevaluated in 1 week with the right thigh contusion.
Oh no! Oh shoot! That's so bad for them.
But good for him because they won't ask him to be KD when KD is out.
He's like, my
He
thigh
wanted to
hurts.
fill that role.
Obviously, I can't be KD right now.
My thigh's contused. Come on, guys, leave me alone. But yeah, 20 games into the season, the Suns are 8th in threes made, threes attempted, and turnovers. Last year, they were 20th, 25th, and 25th in those metrics last year. So it's good to be a team that's making more threes and taking more threes and turning the ball over less. So,
yeah, if you're a fucking nerd, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're like a stats guy.
The Suns go as Kevin Durant takes them.
So they're 1-6 without him in the lineup this year. This is what I focused mine on, is like specifically Devin Booker's play compared to the last 2 years without KD in the lineup. Now this year he is 25, 6, and 3 on 58% true shooting, and that's through the 7 games that KD has missed. In 22 games without Kevin Durant over the last 2 seasons since the Suns made the trade for him from Brooklyn, Booker has been 29, 5, and 5 on 64% true shooting. So it's definitely
without KD?
Yeah, without KD in the lineup over the past 2 years. So, I mean, I have always kind of considered Booker. Like, I was reluctant to put Anthony Edwards above him. I think he's one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. I think he's an incredible scorer. And I always kind of thought about him as like, oh, if Kevin Durant goes down, you have a good shot to win a lot of these games because he can be just like a volume offense guy for the most part. He's not going to be like prime James Harden or anything in that regard, but he can score in bunches and he can have you competitive in games, but it just hasn't been that way so far this season. And so this upcoming week, I think they play the Pelicans, the Heat, and the Magic. The Magic game is going to be tough. They already did this without KD, and Booker really struggled. And that's a great defense with great perimeter defenders. So I'm not like going to cook him.
But someone cooked them last night. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Hey, patreon.com/state of the league if you wanna know how fraudulent the Magic are. But yeah, I just want Booker to be more. You know, I have faith that he's still that good of a player, but averaging 30 without KD in the lineup would be a lot cooler than averaging 25.
It's tough because he is like his brilliance is going understated because Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, and also just because the team's construction where it's just like, well, yeah, you big three guys, you guys are all you're all in this bucket. You're just the big three bucket, and then the rest guys bucket. So it's just like, well, yeah, Devin Booker's a good player. He's supposed to be good. He's got if he's not good, disappointment. But it's easy to overlook because when the guys are out, when Beal and Durant are out, there's a lot of defensive attention on
a massive
Booker.
amount. Yes, it's I don't want to like make it seem like he's like not doing something that's easy and should be automatic for him. It's just something that over the past few seasons I would expect out of him. Like I feel like he's displayed pretty much at every level, like not just in the regular season. We've seen it in the playoffs plenty that he can like cook whatever schemes get thrown at him. But yeah, there is a lot. Like every time he drives, there's like 2 or 3 guys collapsing in on those. So I get what you mean.
Still better than Donovan Mitchell?
I don't know. That's tough. I think I still feel more comfortable with Booker in the postseason. I feel like we've seen Mitchell's game kind of not unravel in the playoffs, but there's definitely some flaws that have been exploited. And I would also say that historically Booker has been like a really good defender, whereas Mitchell has been somebody that good offensive teams can target. And this year I don't think he's been that level, especially when you compare him to like what he was doing in Utah. But I would still go Booker on that end of the floor, probably.
Yeah, I'd still go Booker.
Okay, so yeah, I like Devin Booker, and to be honest, I like Bradley Beal too. So that's over these next 3 games, Beal should be playing, and in the 1-6 stretch without Kevin Durant, I think Beal missed like 5 of those losses as well. So maybe Booker and Beal in the lineup, that defensive attention is lessened a little bit, and he can get a little more active on offense, about to what we expect. Do you have any final Suns thoughts?
No. Get these Suns out of here.
Get these son. Damn, son. Where'd you get in my face? Get out of here. You know, like the rap thing.
Yeah, I get it. Not a good one, but I get it.
Ooh, that was a burp. Excuse me.
Oh. All right, edit that out. 133.
133 burp and who the fuck? The Warriors. We last talked
And right before we get into the Warriors segment, I would just like to take another moment of silence for Ryan?
Yes, for Brian Medicine.
Brian Wilson?
No, Brian Medicine.
Brian Medicine. All right, guys, let's take a moment.
Okay, the Golden State Warriors.
All right. Thanks, guys.
So we last talked to them about that loss to the Suns, and since then, they've also lost to the Nuggets. Did they play any more games? I only watched the Nuggets game.
Wait, what team were we talking about?
The Warriors.
The Warriors. Wait, what was your question?
Have they played? So the last time we talked about them, they lost to the Suns, and the only game I've watched of theirs since then was when they lost to the Nuggets. I don't know if they've played any more games.
They're 0-4. Let me check how many. I don't know how many specifics we talked last time. Last time we talked about them. So they played the Nuggets. Before that was the Suns.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the Thunder game?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're just the Warriors and Suns then, or just the Warriors,
buddy.
just the Nuggets and Suns.
Jeez Louise.
But yeah, so they've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah. It's easy. What I wrote down, I said, it's easy to say, oh, we don't have Draymond. Oh, we went against Jokic and he just outplayed us in the fourth quarter. That's fine. I don't think those are like invalid complaints about losing this game. This did feel like a game that a more competent team would probably have pulled out, though. Well,
Well, this was just another blown lead for them. They went on a 19-4 run. They were up by 10, and then they blew it.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a thing. We talked about last time. Joe Vire threw out the theory. Hey, is the turning the throttle up this much? Is it hurting them? Is it hurting their long-term stamina? And like since he wrote that article, we've seen them blow this lead. We've seen them blow an 18-point lead to Brooklyn. We've seen them get beat down by San Antonio, who closed the game on a 40-13 run.
Jeez.
So I think there's got to be some tweaks. And then now they Curry and Draymond are out for the next game. Wiggins is questionable, so they could face a little bit of a rout here. They could really fall down these standings. So I think you got to tweak some things. Maybe don't trap everybody, but
yeah.
Then I wonder, is it possible to win at all without Steph, without playing that extreme style? So I don't know, but I think the fatigue is probably catching up.
Yeah. Without Steph, it's tough. It's super ugly. And we talked about that last time for sure. Just like there's nobody that can reliably create offense without Steph on the floor. It's terrible, and their defense has not been good enough to like make up or even come close to making up for that fact. So that's pretty tough. And yeah, the only other stuff I wrote down, the tone of this game, it kind of shifted. When you talk about that big run they went on, it was very much like, I don't know, they were comfortable. They were scoring fine and everything was working. In the final 4 minutes, it shifted to okay, Jokic is probably going to score every time he touches the basketball. We have to we have to value our possessions here. We have to make sure that we're getting a good shot on everyone. It didn't feel like they were getting good shots on any of them, really. And the Nuggets are not a defense. We just saw the Clippers fucking annihilate them. And I don't know. The Clippers have kind of had Denver's number so far this year, so maybe that's not the fairest comparison. But the Nuggets are not a defense that you should just be completely unable to score on. You should be able to do stuff even if it's not Steph doing it. And the Warriors had absolutely nothing down the stretch of this game. They closed on a 21-6 run in favor of Denver.
Well, that is another thing that's been exposed in this streak is the lack of a consistent number 2 shot creator for this team. And down the stretch, it was like I've done a lot of thinking over who's better. In my lifetime outside of LeBron with Jokic versus Steph.
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided that Jokic is better. And one big reason for that is the self-creation. When we get down to the end of these games, he can bully people one-on-one, and even in double teams sometimes he can really cook someone. Steph, the problem with being this small is they can just allocate resources towards you and overwhelm you, and you got to kick it out to someone else, and then they have to beat the team. So, and that is Buddy Hield. It's not going to do it. Jonathan Kuminga, not right now. Andrew Wiggins, they got to get some type of shot creator. So, you know who I would get if I was them?
Zach LaVine.
That'd be one good option. If I want to go cheap option, I would actually get Bryce Sensabaugh from the Utah Jazz.
Oh.
I think you could get him for a really cheap price, and he's an incredible mid-range self-creator. He's a powerful driver and elite three-point shooter.
He's playing
so I think
he's definitely playing on the Jazz though, right?
No, so actually their coach, Will Hardy, he's insane person. He's not playing Walker Kessler. He's assassinating healthcare workers, and so he's a little bit demented. And so
okay, this is a satire podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Will Hardy, I don't think you did that. I think you're a nice guy, and I think you were probably sitting at home, cozy and warm in Utah, at 7 a.m. on that day.
That's disrespectful to the family of Brian.
Who the hell's Brian? Oh, Brian Medicine. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's
Is it
really all I
Johnson?
got. I don't think it's Johnson.
Someone comment down below what our guy's name is.
Okay.
Rest in peace. Jeez.
Rest in peace. Jeez. Moment of silence. What are we at? 140? The Clippers. All right. We last talked about.
Wait. Wait. Don't write it down. Don't write it down. I have one more thing.
Oh my God. What?
So I saw this on the Warriors subreddit. This guy was going crazy. Kerr has tried every possible lineup imaginable, except he has not played the following lineup at all. I think they may have gotten 4 possessions or I think they have 0 possessions this year, 4 possessions last year. Steph, Moody, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond. Like he refuses to play this lineup. That's kind of crazy. Because they experiment so much. Why would he not try that out?
Well, he hates Moody, and
he hates a lot of them.
yeah, he doesn't like any of those guys. He likes Draymond and stuff, and Wiggins probably holds a special place in his heart for locking up Jason Tatum. But beyond that, he's like, these guys suck. I don't want to see them. Go to the end of the bench, Moses.
You don't get to sniff Steph's air, Moses. he's like the Toby from The Office. That's like Steve Kerr's Toby.
Nice. Yeah, we're kind of getting in on the peak of the Office hype, you know.
After the healthcare shooting, Steve Kerr shaking his head at the TV. He's like, gun violence, I hate it. And then he looks over at Moses. He said, should have been you.
Oh my God. Damn, Moses. I'm sorry. The Clippers. Are you ready to talk about the Clippers?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. No, prank. Comment down below if that was an epic prank.
Guys, comment down below. Pablo, I hate you. And you're stupid and dumb.
If you do, I'll write your username in my notes.
His death note. The Clippers last talked about their loss to the Wolves. They got a great win over the Nuggets. It was a good win. I'm not salty about it at all. Norm Powell, he's a bucket. What can you do about it? Fucking prime James Harden came back. And yeah, so as far as that goes, it was a good win. They got nuked by the Wolves was my second thing. They were down like 40 points in this game.
Yeah, Hold on.
Oh
my God, I'm choking.
Oh
on
my
myself.
God.
Oh, what
the
did
ghost
I
of
just
Brian. He's coming to get you.
He
said,
he's with
this,
me. Yeah, I feel.
This moment of silence will last forever.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Come join me. Draymond won't play versus Rockets tonight, but could return Friday versus the Wolves. Wow, his MRI came back clean. But yeah, so the Clippers, since October 31st, they have not had multiple rest days. Like it's a game every other day. Ty Lue said they wanted to rest Harden, but he doesn't want to rest, so he's just been balling out. He's just been going hard. He's what he's doing is crazy lately. Terrence Mann is out for 3 weeks. Norm Powell's been in and out, but James Harden just keeps on trucking. He's 21-7-8 on 57% true shooting in November, just being like the sole offensive force on this defensive team. There's been a lot of James Harden glaze. Norm Powell said he's a great leader and that in the summer he organized team workouts and said that's carried into the season. A lot of vets don't do that in the summer. They do their own thing, said Norman Powell. So, yeah, the Clippers are a little frisky team. They've won 9 in a row at home. Did they cook with the Intuit Dome? Is the wall?
Hey, the Nuggets missed like 8. The Nuggets lost that game by 4. They missed like 9 free throws.
Free throw merchants. Is the stadium built to counter the Nuggets, the number 1 free throw team in the league?
I guess. I mean, it's pretty smart. Next stadium, they should like give everyone laser pointers behind the opponent free throw basket, and then they just
Ooh,
blind
I think everyone
the
should
guy.
get. I think everyone should get mirrors, so you can't even see the hoop.
Whoa,
You're just looking at yourself.
cool. Kyrie would probably dominate that. He'd be like, I've already mastered the art of self-reflection, baby, and then he knocks down 3 clutch free throws.
Someone will be outed as a vampire.
Oh, Lowry Markkinen. That's my take.
Oh, he's real pale, huh?
He's pale?
Oh, I'm from Finland. I'm from
Yeah.
Finland, Chicago to Utah. A lot of dark, cloudy places.
Pretty interesting. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. How
Yeah.
old is that guy?
200. That's pretty
Why
young
is he
for
not
a
hanging out in high
vampire.
school?
Only other things. I didn't write shit else about the Clippers. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I got them all out. I vented.
Nice. I venti frappuccino. The Nuggets. We last talked about their loss to the Clippers. Or no.
Oh,
Since we last talked, they lost to the Clippers and they beat the Warriors. So, lost to the Clippers, like I said, sucks. Pretty frustrating. That was a game that they definitely could have won if they didn't suck shit in the third quarter. The defense was abhorrent. And, like, sometimes you're just like, damn, they can't miss a 3 tonight. But, like, every single one was wide open. And then, like, in the next 2 games, Portland and Minnesota, just by, like, contesting the threes, brought the Clippers. They shot, like, 20% from 3 in both of those games. So it was disgusting defense. It was still, like, a fine Jokic game, but not really enough to overcome. I mean, that's kind of what they've been fighting against for the past few weeks. It's just, like, terrible bench minutes and terrible Jamal Murray run. And so they couldn't do that in the Clippers game, but they did do that in the Warriors game. It was sick.
yeah. In the Warriors game, Jokic played 40 minutes and was a plus 23, and they won by 4. So
Yes.
how? So he sat for 8 minutes, and what would that be? They were outscored by 19.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Zeke Naji was minus 11 in like 3 minutes. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Like, they have $50 million of, like, quote-unquote backup centers on the bench. And they're like, Aaron Gordon, I know you're, like, 30 minutes back from a very serious calf strain, but go play center. That's what we need right now. So, yeah.
The Celtics are getting a minus K on the scrap heap.
I fucking guess. I mean,
In a cave.
we don't need J Huff. Who cares? We don't need that. Who would that help? Nobody. You know, it would make Jokic too comfortable. He'd be coming into the season out of shape again.
Yep. He needs it because he took too much time off for the pregnancy. He's got to shape because he's got to. What word am I looking for?
Chisel.
No, not shake. He's got to.
Lose.
A word for lose.
Melt.
A word for lose that starts with S. Shed. He's got to shed the pregnancy sympathetic weight. So yeah, it's good that he's playing this much. Hall of Fame head coach George Karl, he tweeted, "The Nuggets have been more in all caps, more reliant on Joker the past 5 years than the Bulls ever, all caps, ever were on Jordan."
I wrote down a coach quote here as well, actually.
Whoa.
I wrote down Mike Malone. They were targeting Jamal Murray a lot in the closing minutes of the Warriors win on defense. They were like, that's the switch they were going for. And someone asked him a question about that, and Mike Malone said, I told Jamal to take it personal because you don't want to be that guy. In this league, the streets talk.
Nice.
I thought that was so funny. Just him being, streets are talking, baby. They say you're soft as shit out here.
Guy who was raised by an NBA coach, by the way. I know what the streets are on.
I know. Have you ever seen that video? Streets killed me.
Streets killed me.
Streets killed me. My heart
Believe
literally
women.
stopped. Believe women.
Believe women.
I ran the streets since I was young. Streets killed me.
Streets killed me.
What do you got? Anything else on the Nuggets?
Jamal put together 3 decent games before the Golden State game.
Hey, he did. I mean, I don't know. I've just been disappointed. Like, it's being decent is not enough to counteract being terrible in the vibes department. Like, you can't hold out. So you can't be bad in the playoffs, then bad in the Olympics, then we give you $1 million bajillion. I'm on the team, guys. And then you can't be like, I scored 18 points on 12 shots, guys. I scored 18 points, 61% true shooting. It just doesn't do it, you know. The vibes, it's got to be better.
Yeah, listen, if you can't do the job, there's a young man in Utah who could do it for you. Who could play that 2-man game. Just give him reps.
Keontae?
But the Nuggets are the first. Oh my God, bro! No, it's the 2-man game.
He's pretty good.
Chucking up 10 threes, 10 deep threes. No, idiot. The Nuggets are the first team in over 10 years to beat the Warriors 8 or more straight times in the regular season. Built to beat the Warriors?
No, it's because they're flopping crybabies. Going back to Steve Kerr's quote from Christmas, I think last year, 2 years ago, where he was like, Jokic, you're such a fucking baby. It's just ridiculous what they let people get away with when they're flopping all over the place. Because Jokic had like 11 free throws in a game.
We mentioned before, Jokic made the 3-point jump. He's shooting 52% from 3. Do you know how he's doing that?
His wrist feels better.
He said, they asked him, how are you doing this? He said, that's a secret only me and Ogie know.
Oh,
and that's their coach.
I saw someone quote it and just say, "You can't tell Jamal the secret." Like, come on, you can't give it up to him.
Can't tell Peyton Watson. It'd be a lot big help.
Yeah, he told Christian Brown, and that's it. He said, "Here, this is how you do it," and then that's it. That's all he got. All right, fuck the Nuggets. Even though the win was sick, it made me so happy. It was very necessary after the bounce back, or the bounce forward. I don't know. The shit loss to the Clippers. Beating the Warriors felt good. 153. Hey, the Lakers.
Oh, and Aaron Gordon is back.
He is. He's so handsome. Tell me I'm wrong. Moment of silence.
Fine. Oh, crap, our guy.
Wow, he just talked during it. No wonder he's at your house. The Lakers, the last time we talked about them, they lost to the Thunder. And since then, they narrowly escaped that Jazz game with the Will Hardy timeout. And they also got obliterated by the Timberwolves. Oh, and they got blown out by the Heat last night also. AD, most of the Heat's been on AD, no pun intended. LeBron did have a good game.
About it. I got to blow my nose real quick, but I'm still here.
Okay, all right. He's blowing his nose, everybody. Sick fuck. So the Heat, Bam outplayed Anthony Davis. So AD gets outplayed by Bam Adebayo and Rudy Gobert in back-to-back games. So it's one thing for 40-year-old ancient decrepit man LeBron James to have like 5 bad games in a row, but it is disappointing to see Anthony Davis, who opened the season, he was like the leading scorer through 5 games. He's Mr. 32 points per game for a while there, just get like demoralized and abused on both ends of the floor. It's really hard to verbalize how bad it is to let Bam Adebayo look like good on offense this year. He has been one of the worst players in the league. And so giving up that stuff, I won't say it's inexcusable, and there's a lot of problems with this Lakers roster. Like, obviously if you give up 130 points to the Heat, you can't just point at Anthony Davis and be like, that's your fault. Like, there's a lot of problems with this roster in terms of like athleticism, defense, all that stuff. But Anthony Davis playing underwhelmingly doesn't help any of them. It exacerbates all those problems.
Yeah, definitely. And what did JJ said something crazy after the game, right? He was like super duper pissed. He said they're gonna have a big meeting.
I think to me, the quote I saw was like, "We're not together in the huddle." Is what the clip I saw. I'm not sure I know the one about him just being very upset.
So after the Lakers' 134-93 loss to the Miami Heat on Wednesday, Coach JJ seemed to be at a loss for words until he wasn't. There has to be some ownership, he said after a long pause when asked what his message to the team is. When a group is not performing well, you can splinter, and it's easy to not want the ownership, particularly when it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. We're all embarrassed. It's not a game that I thought we had the right fight, the right professionalism. So, where's my Lakers notes?
That's his whole thing. He's so like professional pilled and attention to detail pilled. If someone on the Lakers isn't paying attention to details or they're being unprofessional, they're gonna hear it from him in the post game.
He said, "I own this, but we need some accountability on the court as well." I'm not saying that we're together. So yeah, he's like, "Come on, guys. It's me. It's on me as a coach, but come on, guys."
Well, that's what like Lakers Twitter is kind of split on this because half of it is like devolving back into the our coach is fucking terrible. I miss Darvin Ham. And then half of it is like, okay, fourth coach in 5 years, all of the exact same problems from not changing this roster very much at all are still like glaringly apparent. They're still like really hurting this team. Don't know if it's a coaching issue at that point. Or even if there are problems with the coaching, it definitely doesn't help that like they barely have anybody who's taller than 6'8", and nobody's very fast or can jump very high.
And the two guys who are supposed to carry the roster are just not performing. So I don't know what you do schematically. You just got to make some trades. The Lakers they're a team that needs stars. So maybe go out and get Vucevic. That's a former All-Star. Zach LaVine. That's a former All-Star. Go Bryce. Do I want Bryce on the Lakers?
Yeah.
Probably not, right?
You think JJ wouldn't recognize his potential?
I don't know. How much Max Christie are we seeing?
Well, Max Christie's you think fucking Bryce won't stand out in practice as opposed to Max Christie?
I hope he will. Well, they shelved Bronny.
Yeah. I mean, if Bronny can't play, who can, you know?
Ooh, Max Christie's only shooting 27% from 3.
Yeah, he's been really bad.
That won't help you. Honestly, yeah, I don't want Bryce on the Lakers because even if he works, when he works out, I will lose. Like, I'll just be. No one will remember that I was the original Bryce Sensabaugh fan.
It'll be ridiculous, and he'll get turned. Even if he worked out, he would get turned into like a Taylor Horton Tucker thing, where it's like you want him for you want him for Trae Young. Get out of here.
And they would think I'm just hyping him because the Lakers fans overhype everybody. Which, by the way, people need to relax on Dalton Connect. I'm seeing. This is part of the reason I'm on Twitter way less, and I'm on Blue Sky. But no, even some people on Blue Sky are saying the stupid stuff where it's like, we have to reevaluate how we look at players in the draft. These older guys, they're so good. Dalton Connect is so good. How did he fall to where he fell? Guys, what Timmy Hawk has up to this year?
Don't worry about it. He was really cool as a rookie. God.
But he was so old as a rookie, and he was somehow so much better than everybody. And so he was just going to grow at the same rate as a 19-year-old, though, right? Right?
Yeah. And that's why he's doing that right now. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, he's shooting third. Well, it's not important what he's shooting.
Nerd.
Yeah, guys. Dalton Connect is good. He's probably going to be at the same level, providing the same things for a while. For a while,
until he does the Duncan Robinson on ball leap.
Oh, that could be sick. But yeah, I'm not. I don't think. Remember, there was the guy in the Jazz subreddit who was like, "Dang it, we took Cody Williams over Dalton Connect." No, what is he doing for you this year?
He's from. Hey, what's Cody Williams doing? You know.
Who is a Dalton Connect away from having their life changed that passed on him? Let me pull up this year's draft.
I don't know. Here, yap real quick. I have to go to the bathroom again.
Okay, let's see, guys. Who are we? So the Hawks, they'd be better off this. I mean, honestly, they weren't too different of prospects. Shea versus Dalton Connect. I mean, Dalton. You could argue who's better. I'm sure some people did. I didn't, but just big shooters. So maybe the Hawks would be better off now with Dalton Connect than they are with Shea. But we'll see how that changes going forward. But we all know that was a weird number 1 pick. Dalton Connect 40% this year on 5 attempts. I think Shea might still be under 30. I don't know. Alex Sarr, I'm not feeling bad if I'm the Wizards for taking Alex Sarr over Dalton Connect. Reed Shepherd, I mean, I get how much run would Dalton Connect be getting on the Rock? He would easily be the worst defender on the team. I suppose he would be better than Reed, but I think Reed's definitely got more upside to be more dynamic on the ball. So I don't know if they're missing out. Yeah, it is a little surprising that Reed hasn't been the same shooter that he was in college. Not that he's going to shoot 50%, but Jared McCain is doing good. Connect is doing good. I thought Reed would, but Stephon Castle, I don't think the Spurs are regretting that right now. Ron Holland, I suppose you could argue that they'd be better off in the short term, but again, it's just a project. Even if Ron Holland, even if Salon don't work out, I don't think you're gonna regret missing out on the role player shooter. I don't think you're gonna regret. You could always get these guys, whether it's in the draft or just for cheap. But yeah, Rob Dillingham, maybe they could use Connect. The Grizzlies, he's not changing their lives.
I mean, I guess.
Jazz, Bulls, Thunder, Kings. He would help the Kings, but Devin Carter's not even healthy yet. Devin Carter might shoot well for them too. So yeah, I'm not gonna up end my entire life to draft more Dalton Connects.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No.
Me neither. It's
Moment of silence. For Brian.
Moment of silence.
He paused it to speak off camera, but he said, "Moment of silence."
Oh, shut the fuck up! Oh,
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Okay. I'm gonna blow up. I can't do it, man. What are we? The Spurs. Oh my god.
People have no clue how much science goes into those algorithms that are denying people coverage. It's not him that's denying it. It's the algorithm.
That's what he said right before it happened. He said, "Moment of science." And then he pulled out his calculator.
Will Hardy, before he pulled the moment of science. What?
The Spurs. They Sohan's back. They beat the Kings and they lost to the Suns since we last talked. Wemby, sick-ass game against Sacramento. 34, 14, 11, and 4 stocks on 81% true shooting in the fourth quarter alone.
Whoa.
He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 4 of 5 shooting. I don't know why the Kings were just continuously De'Aaron Fox, you can handle him one-on-one. Keon Ellis, you can handle him one-on-one. It's fine. We're not sending help. Yeah, they just kept doing that, and Wemby kept scoring. So it was cool. It was a good game.
Devin Vassell has been playing incredibly. He's been going on 3-point barrages. 21 points and 25 points in the last 2. Victor won Defensive Player of the Month.
Nice.
GOAT resume.
What the fuck? Did they just invent that this month?
No, they've been having the month awards.
I feel like I've seen Player of the Month, but I've never seen Defensive Player of the Month. But whatever.
Well, they don't really matter unless
because
my
like, did
guys win.
Dyson Daniels win it when he averaged fucking 5 steals for a month or whatever?
He definitely won some kind of Player of the Week.
Okay, whatever.
But Chris Paul, when asked about Wemby winning Defensive Player of the Month, Victor's probably going to get it every month. I think he should have got Defensive Player of the Year last year. Gobert hate, so that was cool.
What do you mean I should
then-
not have gotten this award 4 times? It's not how he sounds.
They're both French.
Yeah, but Wemby's cool French. Wemby's cigarette French. Rudy Gobert is how the French are stereotypical for running away.
The white flag. Yeah, and then last thing is Wemby got an early copy of the new Brandon Sanderson book.
Must be nice.
My dream one day is to read all those books and then have Wemby on the podcast to talk about it, and probably own him in a few different exchanges in the conversation.
Oh, what? You think... Damn. You think...
Well, Galaxor doesn't scale that high, Wemby. Idiot.
I like in fantasy books when someone's got like someone's just named Brian or whatever. Like there are some of those. Like in Game of Thrones, there's one where it's like his name's like Fred the Tall or Duncan, Sir Duncan the Tall. That's what it is. He's funny. Yeah, I like stuff like that. So maybe if Brian Sanderson's books have those, I'll read it all.
Brandon. Not Brian. Bro, why'd you have to bring up Brian?
Moment of fantasy. All right. Do you have any final Spurs thoughts?
And I just can't get over that Brian will never be able to read the next Brandon Sanderson book. I bet he loved them.
I bet he did.
One day I'm just skeptical that dweeb, that author dweeb, is coming up with a world that rivals One Piece. And so Oda is not a dweeb. Oda's a freak, but he's
cool.
And Togashi is a freak. But I refuse to believe. I think he's a Mormon. That Mormon dweeb could come.
I think a Mormon. I think that would be one of the better minds suited to do it because it's just like what else do you think about?
You're just in fear the whole time.
I guess, yeah. My whole thing, if I sit down with Wemby and I get to talk to him about those books, I'll be like, so what's like the devil fruits in these books? What's like?
Oh, you're not gonna read it?
No. I get
guys, it's 40-minute interview with Wemby about the Brandon Sanderson books that I have not read, and he has.
It's like talking to each other in 2 different languages. Where it's just like, okay, so what's like the water 7 of this book, would you say? Like,
I have not seen One Piece. I don't know this.
Are there black blades in these books or what? Like, yeah.
Imagine we get a Wemby interview and we just do the lamest questions ever. So what's it like being that tall? Yeah, how's it like going on planes? They got a special seat for you? How's the weather up there? Huh? It's just that the whole time.
Were you a tall kid? Like when you were in 6th grade, were you tall?
That's crazy. Like, did you know you were going to the NBA when you were 7 feet at 13?
Damn. What's your favorite French food? Mine's fries.
Do you support Macron?
Macron. Oh man.
I wonder if he has political opinions.
Oh, do you remember the Vegas thing where he was like, "This is literally hell on earth."
Oh, this is dystopia.
Yeah, he's got some opinions, baby. I believe that wholeheartedly.
I hope so. I hope they're good ones.
What if the Brandon Sanderson books are like, you know how like One Piece is like based and like it's like
there's no way the Brandon Sanderson.
What if it's like the reverse where it's like the core essence of those books is like capitalism is good and like the government and the people in power are always morally correct. It's morally correct to do anything when you're in those positions of power.
The people who have stuff have earned it, and the people who haven't. They're not trying.
Exactly.
Poor people, they're not thinking.
History written from a neutral perspective. That's my big takeaway.
Hey, you know who it's written by?
Who?
The victors.
And on that note, we'll move to the Timberwolves.
Write it down, boys. Defensive Player of the Month.
Victor.
Victor.
210. Timberwolves. They beat the Lakers and they beat the Clippers since we last talked about them.
Wait, are they below the Spurs in the standings?
Yeah, dude. I checked the standings today.
Wow.
Unless they played a calm 2:30 game or something. Yeah, 11 seed Wolves, 12 seed Kings. It's still crazy. So yeah, they beat the shit.
They're 3-1 in the last 4.
It's the West for you. That's what I'm saying. They obliterated the Clippers. I haven't gotten a chance to really watch through this game yet, but they held the Clippers at the time of me writing this down to 32% from the field and 28% from 3. No Norman Powell in this game, so definitely like a lack of, the real on-ball juice that he provides. It's kind of just Harden out there. But still, it's a professional NBA team. 30% from the field, 20% from 3. Maybe they're trending in the right direction as a defense.
Did you saw what they did to the Lakers?
What did the Lakers end up scoring on them?
73.
Yeah. I think this defense is going where we want it to.
Yeah, I think they enjoy playing in LA. Yeah, they beat the Clippers twice. The second time was a thumping. The first time was a little close. But yeah, that was the lowest Lakers point total. Oh wait. No, I misread that. They limited the Lakers to their lowest point total since they only scored 73 in Dallas in 2017. What did they was it 80 that they finished with?
Let me see. Hold on. God. Did do everything.
But yeah, Edwards is still shooting 42% from 3 on 11 attempts, but he's only at 58% true shooting. So I was like, what's going on? What is holding back his efficiency? And it's because he's shooting 59% at the rim. That's down 10% from last year's at 69%. So I was going through a bunch of his misses to try and figure out what was going on. The paint does seem pretty packed, but then I was like, okay, so is this a spacing issue? But Minnesota is grading out pretty well as a 3-point team in like both attempts and makes. They're like top.
Well, yeah, but he's like half of those. So like on non,
that's true.
Yeah, like if you take his out, I would assume it's a lot. Like the defense looks a little different if it's not him pump faking at 3.
Yeah, I should have checked the other. What is everyone outside of him? Because he also is having a bad pass. His assists are down like almost 2.
Yeah.
So whose fault is this?
Let me see. I can't even type.
Because Jaden McDaniels has not rebounded from 3 yet, has he?
No, I don't believe so. Every time I've checked in, he's been bad. So the Minnesota Timberwolves on the season. Let me see.
DiVincenzo, he takes 7 attempts, but he is at 33%. Conley 36, Nasri 36, Julius Randle 36, Nikhil Alexander-Walker 44. So they have some guys, but
to me 36 is right in that range. Nobody shoots 36% every game. It feels more so like they have games where the whole team shoots 60% from 3, and then there are stretches where it's like, okay, we're like 34% as a team.
Yeah. So he's missing more layups. And then some are just blown layups, like touch-wise. But I don't watch him enough to know, like over the course of a season, I don't watch him enough to know how many of those are regular, like that's just how he is, and how many of those are like egregious blown layups. So Timberwolves fans, comment down below. How do you feel about Anthony Edwards finishing? Should he pass out more? Should he just make the layups more? I don't know.
Timberwolves fans, comment down below. The Anta Claus Sprite Cranberry commercial versus the LeBron Claymation Sprite Cranberry commercial, which is better.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's like him driving around in like a cool car in the sky, dunking presents of Sprite Cranberry 12 packs into people's chimneys.
That sounds pretty epic.
It's fine. To me, the LeBron one will never be topped, but it is what it is. Want a Sprite Cranberry? That's what if I could do like 3D to you right now, that's what I would do.
There's a horror game that they made based off that, where he's chasing you. Chris Finch told PA on the mic, I don't know who that is, that Anthony Edwards was in the gym with some teammates on Thanksgiving He was basically leading a private pep rally for them, cheering them on through individual workouts and building confidence in some of the guys who've been struggling. Team leader?
No, I guess that's better than. I mean, if it was Michael Jordan, he would have been like throwing knives at them. So maybe Anthony Edwards just doesn't want it bad enough.
Leonard Miller won G League Player of the Month.
Nice. What does that mean for the Wolves?
I don't know. I don't know why he's not up.
Okay.
23 and 13. Has he been up this year so far?
I don't remember watching him.
Let's see. Another jumbo guy who could do some stuff.
All right. That's all my Wolves thoughts. Do you have any? I mean, do you want to read any Leonard Miller stats before we dip?
Last thing, asked about Nikhil Alexander-Walker, or asked Nikhil Alexander-Walker about Anthony Edwards' comments about the team not being able to talk openly compared to last year when they were like the chemistry merchants. He said, it's a different team and dynamic. When you look at the team a season ago, different personalities. We lost Kyle, who was a very vocal person in the locker room. He was kind of the glue to a lot of stuff. So we talked a lot about the losing Karl Anthony Towns, but we haven't talked about the slow-mo factor. He was a big voice for them. He's beating up Rudy Gobert. So, yeah, but big loss.
That's not a guy I would expect to be loud. That's interesting. He doesn't have a loud game.
Well, remember, like, after Gobert hit him, we kind of got, like, a little insight to where, like, he's very vocal. Like, he criticizes Rudy a lot.
That's so funny to imagine. Damn, you fucking suck, dude. Jeez.
Catch the ball.
It's a layup. Moron.
Leonard Miller has appeared in 17 games this year, but he's only averaged 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm moving on to the Kings. Sacramento Kings.
No, actually, that's last year. He has not appeared this year.
I don't care about Leonard Miller.
But you know what we do care about? Rest in peace, Brian.
Sacramento Kings. We last talked about their loss to the Blazers. They beat the Rockets since then. That feels like a really big win for them. Malik Monk, 5th Man of the Year campaign.
What?
Because he's been starting, so he's a starter now. And then I also wrote down Isaac Jones, diamond in the rough, and that's all I really wrote down for them. Maybe, what's like a mid-tier level? Maybe like, just like a pretty rock that you find when you're walking around. So not like a diamond, but you're like, huh? I could put this on a shelf in my house. This is nice.
A seashell.
Yeah, okay, I'm down with that.
Mike Brown's message to De'Aaron Fox. You got to figure out how to get to that level without having somebody piss you off because you're a great player, and great players get to that level on their own. He's telling De'Aaron Fox he needs to make a visit to the Sun Warriors and change where his internal fire is coming from. Keegan, 3 of 5 from 3 game. Bounce back incoming. And then I just wrote down that they were fighting the Rockets.
They were. Yeah. I don't know. The vibes are still pretty shit. The win over the Rockets it's cool, but like it would take like 4 cool wins and then like several more just like normal, like they beat the Nets and they beat the Jazz and stuff before I started to like feel good about them in any capacity. Any final thoughts?
No.
Get them out of my face. 219. Flying through these bottom feeders. The Blazers. They lost to the Clippers and the Mavs since we last spoke. Only thing I wrote down. Are they boosting Ayton's trade value? Last 2 games, 17, 5, and 3 on 73% true shooting. And the Mavs and the Clippers both have pretty solid defensive front courts. So it's not like this is against nobody. But he was a team worse minus 33 in these 2 games.
I feel like the Ayton trade momentum is completely dead. Like where would he possibly go? Would anyone be interested?
How much money is he making this year? It's like 40 mil, right?
Is it that high?
I feel like it's because like Indiana wanted him, and so they made Phoenix give him like a ton of money.
So 34 this year, 35 next year. Oof.
35 for him that's pretty tough. I don't know anybody. Like, if you're looking for a center, it feels like there are better options.
Like
Valanciunas. First round pick for Valanciunas.
They could probably get Walker Kessler for him, but they'd have to give up a ton of picks.
For Ayton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Portland would have to give up a ton of picks.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, yeah. Maybe next year when his contract's expiring, he's a little easier to move, but right now I wouldn't do it because you have like Kessler on the market. I don't think the Raptors will end up trading Pirtle. I think we're kind of seeing division with their team a little bit in recent games. Shout out to Point Scotty. Talk about that tomorrow. Patreon.com/stateoftheleague. But overall, yeah, there are just like more reasonable centers at pretty much every price point than Ayton. Do you have any other thoughts on the Blazers?
Nope.
Get them out of here.
Get him out of there.
Who's next? Jazz already did it. Oh, so we're done pretty much with Pelicans. They Ingram signed to Clutch Sports and they waived Elfrid Payton, and that's all I wrote down.
Yeah, I don't have anything. It's surprising. Why did they waive him? Well, I guess DeJounte's back, but still.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your depth is that short up.
Yeah, that's all I got. 222. I think we can moment of silence.
One last one.
One last one. On that note, Pau Gasol. Oh,
what's that guy's last name, man?
I told you it's Brian Medicine. Damn, dude.
I wish Pau was there.
I know, but he's here, and we'll let him take it away.
Lay down a list of what is wrong.